Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Cuestes.
Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonga is open. 3-point.
Goodness! Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Caballero has time.
Just posterized by
Ito ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. This is the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League Season 7 and we are back at the Calasiao Sports Complex in Calasiao, Pangasinan. Two teams from the South Division will battle it out in our second game here. Eman Calo, who has been leading this resurgence of the Basilan Star Horse, and they take on Abdul Sawat and this youthful Zamboanga Sikat Families Brand Sardines, and a team that is number 3 right now in the South Division. Itong laban that could pretty much create a major shakeup in the South Division. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, si Dav Tupas kasama si Javi Palanya. Magandang gabi din sa mga nanonood sa atin sa YouTube and syempre on pusop.com. We are also live on Solar Sports right now, and Javi, very important game for both teams. Zamboanga trying to keep in pace with Batangas for that number 2 spot in the South Division.
Tama ka dyan. And conversely, itong Basilan, if they win the remaining games, they could actually rise to that position where Zamboanga is in right now.
Also very important game din para sa Basilan Star Horse. After a struggling start to the season, ngayon, they are in a really, really good position. Let's bring in our courtside reporter, Ms. Mika Abisamis. And Mika, kamusta yung dalawang kupunan natin? I'm sure they are all pumped up for this matchup.
So Delph, Javi, para dito sa Zamboanga, no, Basilan, Binyan, Quezon, and Caloocan. Those are the last 4 remaining games of the regular season for Zamboanga. I mean, look at that list. That is the perfect time to really test their character for the playoffs. Pero sabi nga nito ni Coach Obong Ramos, they have a slight advantage against Basilan. Mas mababa daw sila sa point against at mas mataas naman sila sa offense. Pero talo daw sila sa veterano, kaya yan daw talaga ang dapat nilang ingatan. Pero para naman dito sa Basilan Star Horse, sabi nila ang catalysts ng Zamboanga ay ang kanilang guards. So there was a lot of pressure put on Pastoran, Navarro, Kaduyak, and Hoson, but not to worry dahil nandyan the Alex Cabagnot, at ang advice niya sa kanila ay be alert and pass to those you are familiar to because those will make use of your pass very well. Javi and Sidel.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Just keeping things simple and some nice wisdom there galing sa veterano na si Alex Cabagnot.
Oy, simple naman talaga ang basketball pag when you look at it from that perspective. And Alex Cabagnot, he's seen so much already throughout his career. And I'm sure at this point, yun naman talaga ang gusto niya mangyari. Simplehan na lang natin. Let's not overcomplicate things.
Oo. And speaking, ito, komplikado kasi ito, Javi. Yung team standings natin sa South. No, kung gusto mong pasimplehin ng basketball, ito naman, pinapahirapan tayo with the way these two teams are being stacked against each other.
Yeah, you can see here Zamboanga currently at 17-8, Basilan at 14-11. But as I mentioned earlier, Basilan, if they win the remaining games and Zamboanga loses a few, they could rise to that position at number 3, maybe even do good and make it to the number 2 spot. So tingnan natin, this game has heavy implications for our South Division standings as we end the season.
Well, Zamboanga can go to a maximum 21 wins. Basilan naman can go to a maximum of 18 wins. When we talk about Basilan, and in their last game, Omar Larupay stepped up. No, he's been in and out of the lineup this season, but Omar Larupay, maganda yung pinakita niya dito against the Imus Brotherhood.
And Larupay is one of those undersized bigs in Basilan who have really turned it up a notch this season. Sila ni James Tempra, pag nasa loob sila at binibigyan sila ng oportunidad, and he really made the most out of it in this game against the Imus Brotherhood. 23 points on 10 out of 18 shooting para sa kanya. Big game coming back into the roster for the Basilan Star Horse. Coach Rich Alvarez will need all hands on deck as they try to make this last push in this regular season.
Definitely, but someone who has also stepped up para dito sa Zamboanga is JP Kawilan. The sweet shooting forward has really come alive late in the season. these string of performances from JP really staking his claim as one of the finest, at that position here in the league. Another big game against Cebu, 20 points, including 11 in the fourth and final quarter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And he's had such a magical weekend, personally here in the MPBL, playing for the South All-Stars because of his performances this season, and also getting drafted in yesterday's PBA draft. So what a weekend it has been for JP Cawilan. I'm sure he will come into this game much more confident, and that's a big plus para sa Zamboanga, considering mas dehado sila in terms of veterans. Nasabi na nga ni Mika kanina, yun ang sabi ni Coach Bong Ramos.
No, lalo na sa posisyon ni JP Cawilan at sa minuto na nilalaro niya. Mahaba-haba ang nilalaro nitong si JP Cawilan. Basilan and Zamboanga, you look at Zamboanga here, from points to rebounds, they are top 10 in the league. Ito namang Basilan, they are number 2 in assists, where Zamboanga is number 15. And they're also number 5 in rebounding. Very close sila dyan sa category na yan.
Well, both of these teams, they like to play with pace, but Basilan depends much more on the half court compared to Zamboanga, who really likes to push the envelope, and they like to shoot a lot of threes. So Basilan's guards will really have to be on their feet and paying attention to a lot of their shooters on the floor. Almost everybody from Zamboanga can shoot the rock from the outside. They're also going to have to pay attention to Abdul Sawad's playmaking ability.
No, kailangan, ang daming matchup dito, and just the way the two teams play is also an interesting an interesting watch for this game. Let's go to Miguel Perde for the starting lineups.
MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starters. First, for Basilan, Star Horse. Starting at guard number 3, Raymar Kaduyak. Also at guard number 15, Enzo Hosson. Center number 1, James Tempra. Forward number 11, Gab Dagangon. Also at forward number 8, Shireen Concepcion. The head coach for Basilan is Rich Alvarez. Assistant coaches Melo Navarro, Rob Labagala, Arnold Siap, Shanito Carro, and Dan Rose. Team manager is Bernard Young. Here's for Zamboanga Sikat Family's Brand Sardines. Starting at guard, number 2, Chino Mosqueda. Also at guard, number 15, Reg Gabat. Playing center, number 13, Paul Turco. Forward, number 34, Med Salim. The other forward, number 9, Alvin Capobres. The head coach for Zamboanga is Bong Ramos. Assistant coaches, Ay Lebornio, Ian Valdez, Louis Bautista, Melo Banua, Jeff Codera, and Jose Pimentel. Team consultant is Egay Macaraya. Team managers, Ram Ayraham and Alvin Muñoz. Team governor, Omar
Starting
Chua.
5 for
Team
the Basilan
owners,
Star
Stevie
Horse,
Cao,
Raymar Kaduyak, Enzo Hosson,
Chua.
Sherwin Concepcion, Gab Dagangon, and James Tempra, the man in the middle. Zamboanga has a big man, Paul Turco, Med Salim, Alvin Capobres, Chino Mosqueda, and Reg Gabat manning the backcourt. Our officiating crew is led by Alan Manzano, Maynard Centeno, Jing Tagyam, and Leonardo Layosa ang nagkukompleto ng ating officiating crew dito sa Calasiao. Ball is up and we are underway. Basilan in white and red. Zamboanga in the orange and purple. Dagangon celebrated his birthday recently. Gab Dagangon, happy birthday. And Gab Dagangon.
That's a nice way to start the game para sa kanya. We only played 17 minutes sa kanilang huling laro against Imus. Didn't really have to do much. Was 2 out of 7 from the field for 5 points. But he started a lot of the games this year for Coach Rich Alvarez, and that's one of the reasons why.
Reg Gabat knocks down the 3. We're tied at 3 apiece here early on.
Went undrafted yesterday, but he fared in our 3-point shootout last Saturday, and nagulat ako dun sa ginawa niya. I thought he would adjust his shot, but he stuck with his jump shot the whole time. And he actually did well nung first round natin, no? Hindi lang talaga siya pinalad nung second round. only scored 8 points.
Sending him the pressure here. Pobres with a crossover. Alvin, layup won't go. Tapikan ng bola. Nakuha ni Gab Dagangon. Kaduyak. I was ready to catch that basketball. Pass was behind Enzo Hoson. Tempra, the extra pass. Beautiful ball movement from Basilan. You gotta love that.
That is exactly how everybody in this game should be paying attention to each and everything that's happening, because both teams, as we already talked about, love to play quick. So you have to be on your feet all the time. You cannot relax.
I love that. I love that move from Paul Turco. Quick spin to the baseline and that strong finish up top. Hoson the drive. Hoson the kick out. Concepcion is 1 for 3. Back the other way. Reg Gabat. Gabat strip. He recovers. Gabat flips it up and in.
Did not give up on the play there, although he lost it eventually. Was able to get it back and get 2 points para sa kanya.
7-6. Concepcion, plenty of time on the shot clock. Here's Enzo Hoson in trouble here. Gagangon, masyado masikip para kay Gab. Shot clock winding down and they will run out of time. And Concepcion was gun shy there.
Coach Rich telling him, if you don't shoot it, I'm going to sub you out. He really got on the floor from his seat and told Sherwin Concepcion, if you don't shoot it, I'm going to sub you out.
Coach, I'm your guy here. I'm your guy. I will shoot.
You have no qualms about that. You're going to have no problems with that.
You don't. I don't need any invitation, Coach. I will shoot.
Well, Coach Rich Alvarez, maybe you want to make a consideration for next year's lineup. Mr. Tupas is
Pero
a free
nandyan na
agent.
yung ano eh, yung pareho ko ng laro eh.
Sino ba?
Si Raymar Caduya.
Ayun.
Kaya idol ko yun eh.
Alam mo, ito si Raymar Caduyak. Bilib rin ako dun sa pagbabago ng laro niya. Scorer ito nung college eh.
Oo, parang ano yan eh. Parang, alam mo yung tawag namin dyan dati? Si Speedy Bagal.
I get it though. Because yan talaga yung profile niya eh. He's kind of like a Ryan Buenafe in a way.
Oo, sobrang he commands the ball in a ball screen situation.
Yeah.
Ang galing niya magtimon at magdesisyon. Here he goes. Muntik na pumasok yun para kay Raymar Caduya.
And he's converted himself into more of a facilitator this year for Basilan.
Med Salim misses the 3.
Empty possession right there para sa Zamboanga, but they lead here by 3 points still.
6.5 minutes remaining here in the first period. Hoson. Oh, nice pass to Gab Dagangon. He misses. Chino Mosqueda fires a pass to Gabat. That's a 3. Rebound ni Gab Dagangon. Here comes Basilan. Hoson. Concepcion back out to Enzo. The 3 from Enzo Hoson. That won't drop. And Salim able to collect the rebound.
I don't mind the shot. That was a good shot right there. Pagani kay Enzo Hoson off the pass by Sherwin Concepcion. That was an open look. Both teams actually muffing their open looks the past few possessions.
A dangerous cross-court pass there from Gab Dagangon. The ball moving from side to side really quick here, and Sherwin Concepcion. Okay na, hindi ka na ilalabas ni Coach.
And you see him pumping his fist in the air, Coach Rich Alvarez, after that shot of Sherwin Concepcion. That is what he is there for.
2 3-pointers already para kay Sherwin Concepcion. We're tied at 9. Gabat had to adjust there. Good closeout by Hoson. Last touch ng Zamboanga. Tempra gets a breather. Pinasok na si Arwin Santos. 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
When you're going up against a shooter as good as Sherwin Concepcion, you do not give him that much space because it doesn't take him long to set himself up for a shot.
Kaduyak, Concepcion, now Dagangon, corner 3, got it. 12-9. Top and threes para dito sa Basilan.
Yeah, that's Basilan basketball for you. When they move that ball with intention and when everybody else is ready to catch and shoot, there's a big opportunity for them to make baskets.
Chino Mosqueda, labas si Gabat. Turco, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Salim, they have to make their move here. Salim, that's a tough look. That Med Salim puts it in anyway.
One guy who's flown under the radar this season in the MPBL has been Med Salim. He's been in and out of the lineup. He's had to deal with some injuries, but each time he's on the floor for Zamboanga, he is a vital piece.
Good tap. Poson, a 3. That won't go. Mosqueda comes away with the loose ball. Bigay kay Capopres. The steal by Hoson. Enzo, 3-on-1. Dagangon with a layup.
Played very well right there, galing kay Enzo Hoson. Excellent delivery to Gab Dagangon, who was running the left wing.
They look very sharp. Basilan, 14-11. That's their first 2-point conversion. Capopres will fire. It's short. Rebounding Arwin Santos. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first period. Kaduyak. There's a double team. Concepcion. Hoson. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Hoson gets into the lane. Kaduyak, the extra pass. Concepcion. Another 3 para kay Sherwin Concepcion.
And because of that, Andy Santos will have to wait before coming into the game. As Concepcion is the hot hand right now for the Basilan Star Horse.
Terrific execution here for the Star Horse. Check out this fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop. Personal karaoke speaker, everyday karaoke.
And you like that it's coming off a steal as well. So defense fueling their offense here in the first quarter para dito sa Basilan Star Horse.
Changes here for Zamboanga. Sena, Kawilan, Abdul, and Altamirano. Only Chino Mosqueda is the remnant of that starting 5. Sena gets it to Chino, 2 seconds. Eman Calo able to secure the rebound. What a pass to Adi Santos. Yes. And look at Basilan. They are really fun to watch when they're clicking, Javi.
Tama ka dyan. And Adi Santos, one of the best guys rim running here in the MPBL. Despite being a fixture on the defensive end, he makes it a point to outrun the opposing team's bigs, finishing that fast break there for Basilan, giving them an 8-point lead.
Back in Calasiao, we have been talking about the veterans of Basilan, and because of the draft, I gathered 3 former PBA players. 2005 first-round pick lang naman si Alex Cabagnot ng Santa Lucia Realtors. 2006 first-round second pick lang naman si Arwin Santos ng Air 21. At si Coach Rich Alvarez na drafted noong 2004. I mean, if you are young aspirants, how is it not possible to learn playing alongside or against these men? They admit that those were the days, the glory days to be specific, but it is not far from how they feel right now representing the league that gives hope and great challenges to the perfect venue to a better life. In their words, if you are quote-unquote drafted in the MPBL, you draft a good start to your basketball career. So Delphin Happy.
Thank you so much, Mika. For sure, they are learning from legends pretty much in Philippine basketball. Oh my. time has really flown by.
Yeah.
In 2005, I cannot remember what I was doing already.
In 2005, I was in grade school.
Well, 2005 I was already working. So si Alex Cabagnot, rookie year niya pala yun.
Yeah, playing for the Santa Lucia Realtors. And that was also a time where...
Si Coach Rich doon nasa college ako, Javi. Ito yung arch rival dun sa La Salle Ateneo. Sila ni Wesley.
Kaya I'm sure di yan makakalimutan ni Miss Mika Abesamis dahil ang ating courtside reporter ay galing dun sa mga nakaberde.
Akala ko sa ano? Groupie TV. Eman Calo.
Well, sometimes she also sidelines as a model for music videos. So
Slash host.
yeah.
Host for a hindi po courtside reporter, host po yun. What were you doing? Because she really brought up the date and the
She
year.
did. She did.
So
She wanted to go there.
We
She
did
wanted to
not.
go there. She set herself up for
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. I think at some point this season there has to be a clip being played on our coverage on what she was doing in 2005.
I think so. Dapat nga nalaman natin last week yun. Maganda ipakita sana sa All-Star yun.
Tama.
Oo.
Tama. Dapat pinakita sa All-Star yun.
Sayang di natin nalaman agad.
Basilan with a dominant start here.
And they're really controlling the game here. The tempo is theirs. You know, they're making sure to not force anything on the fast break. If there's an opportunity to push, they will push. But if the defense is set, they will go to their half court where they have been successful in getting buckets. Open looks have been aplenty for Basilan here in the first.
And they have yet to foul here. Zamboanga, Basilan has a foul to give. They might want to give it up here. Credo. Kick ball pa. 2.8 seconds remaining in the first period. 26-11. Kawilan, the step back three for JP. Masyado malakas. And the Basilan Star Horse. And really flashing sharp form here in the first period.
Now that was an uber quick first quarter.
Yeah. And it's not just the way they're scoring. Yung pati yung depensa nila, ang ganda din.
Yeah, they're really focused defensively. They're marking the shooters. They're not allowing open looks. But on the other side, they have been getting those open looks and making them.
26-11 at the end of one for Basilan. Eman Calo, Mike Alvarez, and Adi Santos all finishing in double figures in that game against Imos. Macalo with 14 assists.
That's what's nice with Eman is that he can really play multiple roles when he's on the floor. If you need him to score, he's going to give you that. If you need him to be the facilitator, he has no problem doing that. And defensively, alam na natin yung intensity na binibigay ni Eman. Kaya naman talagang isa siya sa mga binibigyan ng pinakamaraming playing time dito sa Basilan this season because Coach Rich Alvarez gets a lot of positives from Eman Calo.
6 of 12 shooting from beyond the arc in that first period. Hard foul there by Alex Cabagnot on Ichel Tamariano.
They were so good in that first quarter. They did not even need to field in the crunch man that whole period. But coming in here to start the second quarter to help ensure Basilan of maintaining this lead against Zamboanga. We know that no lead is safe with this Zamboanga team. They hold the power of the three-point shot. That was a hard foul.
Absolutely.
But our referees not upgrading that one. Altamirano obviously shaken up after that play.
And Ichi at the line.
Ooh. And once again, the free throw shooting woes continue for Ichi Altamirano. He's only shooting under 30% from the line this season, Sidel. That's as a guard.
The crunch man in the lane, and really nice to have a lot of shot makers in your team.
For sure. I mean, if you find a way to make sure that you control those egos, you know, for sure, if you get players who have been scorers all their lives and they come into a team that have many of you, somebody's gonna want to demand the basketball. But if you make them understand that it's gonna take everybody's effort for this thing to click, and I think Coach Rich Alvarez has already found the perfect formula in making these pieces work as one unit. 4 straight wins, going for 5 straight in this game against Zamboanga, but it's going to be a challenge. That's why it's nice that they're really starting strong here, because they know, they're aware that Zamboanga is a very dangerous team to go up against despite the lack of experience compared to what they have.
Okay. Breakout season para kay Abdul Sawat. 10.9 points, 6.9 rebounds. He's been knocking on the door of greatness.
Oh yeah, for
pretty
sure.
much the last few years here in the league. Good look at sina Commissioner Kenneth Durentes, Emer Oreta, our Head of Operation, Head of Security, Rudy Distrito. Mukhang masaya sila. Kumain sila sa Casa Cocinero.
Nako, ang sarap doon. Kumain rin tayo doon.
Kaya nga masaya tayo ngayon eh.
Food there was super good.
Here comes Adi Santos. Ooh! Rare miss. Eman Calo with a cleanup job.
You don't see that every day, wherein it's Eman Calo saving the day for Adi Santos. It's usually the other way around.
Yeah, Calo not giving up on the play there. 32-13, 8.5 to go in the second quarter. Sena back out to Abdul. With the defense they got kay Alex Cabagnot. Crucial tap. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline out of bounds para dito sa Zamboanga. Altamirano will trigger it in. There's a foul. Okay, ball.
I like how they play the switch earlier and then leading into a double team. Dahil alam nila hindi na matitira sa labas si Abdul Sawat. So they had no problems with Arwin Santos doubling down and returning back to defend Abdul Sawat, because he didn't have to close out long.
Gabat. Sumang now with Kawilan. Abdul takes the free throw line jumper. He's fouled by Arwin Santos.
Poor foul right there given up by the Spider-Man. Sawat not really known as a jump shooter. Let's see how he does here from the free throw line. He's been a good free throw shooter this year, talking about Abdul Sawat. Sometimes it just doesn't really happen. When you say they're good free throw shooters, they suddenly miss.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Zamboanga down by 18 here sa ating second quarter. And it doesn't look like Basilan is letting up here. Cabagnot dumps it to Adi Santos. Masyadong malalim. Abdul Sawat. Finally, an easy basket para dito sa Zamboanga.
This is where they are at their best when they're pushing the basketball and leading it on to the open guy. Moving forward, Roy Sumang in the game to try and aid Zamboanga in advancing their cause.
Abdul with a rebound. Abdul against Alex Cabagnot, gives it up to Sumang. Gabat back out to Carl Brian Cruz. Kawilan. Nasa gitna si Roy Sumang. Nice shot fake inside the paint. Ball is loose, picked up by Kawilan. The push shot off the glass won't go. Rebound. Calo.
Oh, he was trying to set up Adi Santos.
Alam mo yan, yung pa-out na sa pickleball. Yun yung ginagawa mo. Iniiwasan mo yung bola. Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X-Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
A pickleball reference in a basketball game, huh,
Yes,
Mr. Tuba? So
yes.
it's very clear that your pickleball knowledge has indeed been picking up.
Wait till Ken comes back. Baka paddle na yung sabihin niya kaysa bola. Sumang fires the pass. Masyado malapit kay Sherwin Concepcion. 32-16 here. 3 minutes gone by in the second period. Kawilan. Abdul gets it to Reg Gabat. That is short. Well defended by Basilan. James Tempra running the floor. Concepcion for 3.
That's okay. He's licensed to shoot. That was an open look off the offensive rebound. You don't have to blame him for that miss.
Inside, that was Reg Gabat.
Now that's a much better attempt than what he had earlier. Had the opportunity to still lean in for an easier shot, but decided to rise and get it higher than the defense. But Basilan had one defender there to prevent that shot earlier. This time he goes backdoor and really goes up hard for that reverse attempt.
Reg Gabat at the line, also playing his best season here in the league. 9.7 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and a really decent 78% at the free throw line.
No, he was a big proponent of that big run that they had to rise to number 2 in the South. Surprisingly, even having that number 1 position for a while.
It's going to be a tough end to the season here para dito sa Zamboanga schedule-wise. Eman Calo pulls the trigger and puts it in. He's been playing unconscious. Ito si Eman Calo the past few games.
Yeah, and you know why it's so hard to defend him also, because a lot of times he's just gonna shoot that basketball even without his feet set.
Ito na naman, Calo from the corner. Yes, sir!
And he doesn't take too much time in loading up. He gets the basketball, he's gonna launch it right away. He doesn't need the perfect pass or the perfect situation to knock down a jumper.
But the perfect pass helps as well.
For sure, no doubt about that. Here, coming off the handoff, just a little setup. And then here, coming from Alex Cabagnot, corner pocket shot, 2 straight threes para kay Eman Calo. This lead is now at 20 for the Star Horse.
Basilan's crushed Imus in their last game. Excellent 58% shooting, 53, 30 rebounding edge. Really dominant show para kay Coach Rich Alvarez. And I don't know if you agree with me, Javi, but they're playing well just at the right time this season.
Tama ka dyan. They are peaking at the right time, as pundits would say. Many people, I'm sure, marami na-disappoint, especially mga fans nila, with the lineup that they built during the start of the season. They weren't able to rack up as many wins as many people expected them to have. But right now, this is the right time for you to be at your best, because winding down the season, you're preparing for the playoffs and you need to be playing your best basketball. This guy has been doing just that. Eman Calo, with a variety of ways, has been puncturing nets for Basilan.
That's off the bench, Javi. 14 points. Ito si Eman Calo. He is playing out of his mind right now.
It doesn't matter for him whether he's starting, whether he's coming off the bench. Pag pinasok siya, he will always be ready.
Hindi po kayo namamalikmata. 23 po ang lamang nitong Basilan. And it could be more here. Tempra. There's a steal here by Sumang. 3 versus 3. Hang time from Super Sumang.
That is vintage Roy Sumang right there. Getting the steal and then that incredible layup hanging in the air with 2 hands.
Cabagnot, that's a 3.
Wow. Alex Cabagnot coming in here in the second quarter. 6 points right now.
Almost a steal, Kawilan.
CBC's been in the game a while, but I think that's his first shot attempt in this game.
This is the Gixxer Great Move of the game, born for greatness.
Well, they're going to need a lot more of these coming from Roy Sumang if they're going to come back from this 23-point hole.
Nakakapanibago yun. Para kay Roy Sumang.
Nagbago ulit ng buhok eh. He
Ayan.
went back to brown from blonde.
Na kay Enzo Oso ng bola. Good defense there by Roy Sumang. Shot clock at 15. 43-20 is the count. Tempra. Dagangon. Goes to Concepcion. He misses the 3. Tempra with the rebound. They're getting the offensive rebounds because I think they're getting really good looks here, having
Tama ka dyan.
Mintis.
Halos diretso yung mga bagsak ng mga bola, and that's why you have multiple guys ready to grab those boards. That time, there were 2 guys waiting to get that 50-50 in the air. Meanwhile, Zamboanga just watching that ball fall into the hands of the Star Horse. Look at the rebounding disparity, 20-12.
And not only the second free throw for Basilan, Javi, but they're ahead, way ahead, 44-20.
It's been a really impressive performance para sa kanila. They've dominated on both sides of the floor. And I love how they're super focused. You see the look on their faces. They're locked in para sa laro na to, trying to get their 5th straight victory.
Cross-court pass to Hoson. Balik kay Kaduyak. Raymar Kaduyak drives. Kalisay is in the game. Here comes Sumang. Roy Sumang atake. Naagaw ni Enzo Hoson. Enzo, the pass to Dagangon with the finish.
Wow, that was not an easy shot by Gab Dagangon, but credit Hoson for that pass right there. Just controlling his speed to make sure Gab Dagangon catches up on him.
Oh wow, Basilan obliterating Zamboanga here in the first half. Carl Brian Cruz, that short rebound, Tempra.
Now, you expected this game to be so much more closer. But Basilan is just on a different level right now. No matter what unit Coach Rich inserts, the same game happens.
There's Hoson to Dagangon for the strong finish on the break here.
They're doing their jobs defensively. Imagine 20 points pa lang dito ang Zamboanga. They're scoring 47 already. They're flipping the script in this game because Zamboanga is supposed to be the better team offensively and defensively.
Hoson fires in and out. Rebound ni Kalisay. Mosqueda. Salim, the extra pass. Gabat with a spinneroo. No good. Turco with a stick back.
Well, mainly, Zamboanga has gotten most of their buckets inside. They're shooting 6 field goals already from inside the arc, but they're supposed to be a good three-point shooting team, one of the best in the league. Instead, it's Basilan who's giving them a dose of their own medicine. That's three-pointer number 9 in the game for the Star Horse. And Gagangon already with 14 points sa laro na to.
13.
13, sorry.
My goodness, incredible show of firepower here from Basilan. It's remarkable because they're doing it against Zamboanga, and we all know what Zamboanga is capable of
Yep.
dito sa MPBL.
You know, this is a team that almost beat Nueva Ecija. This team has shown us a lot of surprises. At one point, you know.
Yeah, free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
At one point, we call them the blessed surprise of this season.
And they're still one of them.
Yeah. Nobody expected them to be playing this way this year, with all the teams beefing up their rosters.
I think, but right now, performance-wise, but I think the record, yun ang mas impressive because they're not playing well at the moment.
Yes.
Down by 27 against Basilan. I think it's more of both, Javi. Them, Basilan playing really, really well at the moment, and Zamboanga just struggling right now.
Yeah, and I think it's also trying to deal with the pressure that they're supposed to be the better team, and that's why I think they came out more uptight.
Parang ilagan kanina eh.
Yes.
No, na naging tight in that fourth quarter.
Agree.
Pati yung body language nila, apektado. Concepcion swings it over to Dagangon. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Gab. No good. No, muntik pa mag-offensive rebound si Arwin dun.
They're taking almost all the boxes dito sa laro na to, talking about Basilan. Offense, defense, second chance opportunities, three-point shooting. They're taking care of the basketball. Almost a flawless game for Basilan.
Kalisa, he'll get the shooter's bounce.
But again, I'd like to reiterate that there is no time for Basilan to relax in this game. They cannot let Zamboanga make a run for it anymore.
52 to 26, Basilan doubling up on Zamboanga here. It's a foul on Navarro. 35.2 seconds remaining in the first half.
They've been forcing Zamboanga to play out of character here. As you see, this 3 galing kay Kalisay. We're not seeing a lot of those crisp passes and swift ball movement galing dito sa Zamboanga.
I think for a while it was there, but they cannot convert on their good looks as well.
And that's why they had to resort to more one-on-one plays. Sumang had to create a few earlier. This time, Mosqueda draws the foul.
(52 to 27). Marwin. There's a steal here. Some life for Zamboanga. Arthur Kalisay lays it in. Last shot time here for the Basilan Star Horse. 52 to 29. Navarro will launch it. It's a wild shot.
Definitely a wild shot. And early also on the clock, they had a chance for the final one.
It's 52 to 29. An outstanding game so far for the Basilan Star Horse collectively. Emancalo off the bench with 14 points. Dagangon at 13. Concepcion at 11. But a perfect game so far para kay Emancalo. 14 points, 5 of 5 shooting, including 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. He's playing out of his mind right now. Ito si Emancalo.
And that's all coming off the bench. Doing it from a variety of ways. Big reason why they are up by this big heading into the half.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Meron tayo nun dati, di ba? Hindi natin napapalabas. Hindi ko pa nakita na yun. Wala! Nag-ano lang ako. Binilangan yung phone. Sige. Vincent Gilles lang. Gusto mo tayo. Lagi tuto. Wait lang. Let's go, Mark! Let's go, Mark!
And he's the new MPBL 3-point shootout king!
So, feeling ko maganda gising ko. And tingin ko yung pinaka-importante is nag-enjoy lang ako sa triple shootout. So, masarap kasama yung mga candidates eh. So, nag-enjoy lang talaga ako.
Mark, kamusta?
Basilan, Zamboanga Risers, command coach, assistant coach.
This means a lot. You know, I've been practicing and competing in dunk contests back in the States, so this one means a lot to me. Well, all glory to God. Without him, none of this is possible. I want to thank my mom and my family back home. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight to support. All the San Juan supporters, thank you as well. Thank you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Jackson.
Speed, skill, and swagger combined. To your respective benches, yet the Dell Beast rise to the ring. Yes.
Well, what can we say? We all witnessed the best ever All-Star in MPBL history. No? Napunta tayo dun sa last shot. We thought that it
Halftime here in Calasiao, Basilan, with a 23-point lead against Zamboanga. The matchup between the number 6 team in the South Division versus the number 3 team in the South. And it's the number 6 team so far with the upper hand. And look at the shooting from the Basilan Star Horse, sizzling from beyond the arc, 9 of 19. The ball movement also very, very impressive for the Star Horse. They are firing on all cylinders here as they've dominated Zamboanga in the first half.
You're right, Saddam. They're checking most of the boxes in this game, and the three-point shooting has been a big factor in them establishing this lead. It has demoralized Zamboanga. You see how they've been having a lot of trouble executing. Basilan's defense has taken Zamboanga out of their rhythm sa laro na to. Clearly, that has been the case because each time that a shooter gets to touch the basketball, there's always defense draped all over them. There's no opportunity for a clean look. That guy, Eman Calo, has been playing out of his mind, as you've already mentioned sa laro na to. Talagang lahat ginagawa niya, and he's been playing a perfect game so far.
And Reg Gabat, a bright spot for Zamboanga with 8 points. Abdul with 5. Kalisay with 5 off the bench. Turco with 4. I think they really have to flip it here for Zamboanga. Javi, I think Abdul should and parang gusto ko pagsabayin to si Abdul tsaka si Reg Gabat to start the second half, because you can mount, these first 5 minutes of the second half could pretty much determine where you're headed here in this ball game with the way this ball game has trended.
You're right. Very important that they cut it down to maybe at least 15 points. I know that's going to be tough, but that's the goal that they have to achieve. Because if they don't, it's going to be close to impossible trying to overcome a huge advantage like this coming into the fourth quarter.
Eman Calo picks up his dribble. Arwin, the set shot. Rebound ako ni Med Salim. Back the other way for Zamboanga. Chino Mosqueda. Kasama na si Reg Gabat. Salim. Gabat will try again. Eman Calo secures the rebound. Reg Gabat, Med Salim, Chino Mosqueda, Paul Turco, and Arthur Kalisay ang 5 para sa Zamboanga. Alex Cabagnot, Arwin Santos, Jimboy Pastoran, Eman Calo, and Adi Santos naman para sa Basilan. 2 misses for Eman. Inside to Adi. Masyado malakas. Out of sync here. Basilan, the first minute.
This is where Zamboanga can build on something, but they've got to knock down their shots.
Kalisay will launch the 3. Eman Calo fighting for that loose ball. Somehow, he was able to come away with it and nabigay niya pa kay Pastoran ang bola.
He is really on a different level right now. He's not able to knock down shots yet here in the third, but he's helped Basilan get a couple of possessions to their favor. Zamboanga's been getting a couple of open looks, but they haven't been able to knock them down. And it's hard to overcome a lead like this if you're not able to knock down shots.
Mike Are and Jason Strait are in the game. Are not in the game, rather. They are injured. Pastoran. Oh, naagaw ni Gabat. Calo wanted to give up the foul. Arwin with a big-time block.
The Spider-Man.
Oh, look at this. Look
oh.
at this. Oh, palpalang inabot ni Adi Santos on Paul Turco, but they whistle a foul on Paul Turco. Calo was ready to give up the foul, but look at Arwin Santos track this one down and erases the layup by Reg Gabat.
Well, there was no fear in the face of Reg Gabat. They're really trying to go hard against Arwin Santos, one of the best shot blockers in Philippine basketball history. But I thought he could have given up a pass to Chino Mosqueda on the left side. Thankfully, Andy Santos misses both free throws here. And let's see if Zamboanga can finally get on the board here in the third.
2 minutes gone by here. Zamboanga. Actually, parehong kupunan eh.
Yeah. They have yet to score here in the third quarter.
And Paul Turco
Number 16, Adi Santos. His first
is going to the free throw line. Paul Turco. Gets the first free throw to drop. No James Una for this ball game.
You're right, yeah.
Zamboanga had a couple of players drafted last night. JP Kawilan and James Una.
And that leaves Zamboanga one less rim protector. Actually, he's the best rim protector for the CCAT this season. At one game, he had 8 blocks. I think that was against Nueva Ecija, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Mosqueda with the steal. And Chino will lay it in. Eman Calo with another turnover. It's down to 20. This lead of Basilan. Pastoran in the lane against his former teammate Turco. Calo steps into this three. No good. Rebound. Arwin Santos. Calo. To Andy Santos, nabitawan ng bola. A lot of grabbing there on Adi. No call. The fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners. Ngayon medyo tumatagal sa isang player ang bola when they have the ball sa Basilan.
Correct. During the first half. Arvin Santos once again.
Grabe yun. Ibang klase yun.
He's getting better and better as we wind down the season. Yung kanyang physical conditioning unti-unti nang gumaganda. But
Down to 18. Another turnover. Calo had to give up the foul.
But this is something that we've seen before, Sidel. Basilan playing well in the first half. Third quarter, they let the opposing team make a run for it. But this one definitely deserves a lot of attention. That shot block by Arvin Santos. But then Zamboanga recovers. Mosqueda goes to the rack and punches it through. From a lead that was as high as 27, it's down to 18.
52 to 34. Chino testing the defense of Jimboy. He flips it up and in.
Even wanted a foul, but he really was hell-bent on taking Pastoran to the block there.
Cabagnot will launch it off. Rebound, Medsalim, Kalisay with the basketball. Basilan has yet to score here in the second half. Turco swings it over to Mosqueda. Gabat from the corner. That won't go. Turco will be whistled for the foul.
Number 13, Aldo second.
He didn't have to push off anymore there on Alex Cabagnot. He had the height advantage. Alex was sitting on his knee to prevent him from jumping first and rising for that rebound. Baited him into committing that foul.
Cabagnot against Gabat. A lot of contact there. No call.
I think they're going to call a foul here on the loose ball. Yun lang. Penalty na dito na maaga itong Zamboanga. And in terms of free throws, Basilan has only gone to the line 5 times compared to the CCAT. But this actually might change here in the third with still 5 minutes remaining. Basilan has an opportunity to take advantage of this and re-establish a huge lead.
Basilan, they've been scoreless here in the third, and that continues. Let's go to Mika.
Just a bit on Zamboanga, I obviously encountered a very disappointed Coach Bong Ramos. Ang lambot daw ng mga katawan. He finds their rotation slow. He said, I expect my boys to bring out the youth in them in the second half. James Sena, Roy Sumang were leaders of two circles, the backcourt circle and the frontline circle, showing some moves to their teammates. Chino Mosqueda leading the way so far. Mr. Delphin Javi.
Thank you so much, Mika. And that has, the complexion of this game has changed here. And I think Chino Mosqueda has been the spearhead of this run here in the third for Zamboanga. Gab passes it off to Cabagnot. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound. It will stay with Basilan.
Kaduyak is arguing that he was able to bounce it off sa limb. But nawala na siya ng espasyo dun eh. Tingnan natin dito. Here you see both Kaduyak and Mid Salim. There you go. He already stepped on the line before he even bounced it off mid.
52-36 chance to draw closer here. Zamboanga. Gabat continues to fire and he continues to miss. Rebound, Gab Dagangon. They need some quick fire baskets here, Basilan. Concepcion could not end the drought here. It's now almost 6 minutes here of yung drought nitong Basilan.
But Zamboanga's in a sort of drought themselves here after starting off strong in the quarter. They're also scoreless now for more than a minute.
There's some fresh legs being sent in here. Sumang and Capobres are coming in. Gabat and Mosqueda will take a rest.
Yeah, Gabat's had his looks. He's missed a bunch of them here in the third. He's now 1 for 8 total from the outside sa laro na to.
52-36. Abdul. Sumang to Capobres. Down the middle, he misses. Turco been very aggressive. And the miss there from Capobres. Concepcion. Gets it to Kaduyak. Now with Hoson, he will set the table here. Kaduyak, the shot fake. Mabakay Tempra against Turco. Tempra in the lane. There's a foul. Zamboanga already over the limit.
Unnecessary foul there coming from Paul Turco. That's already number 3 laban sa kanya. Did not have to do that at all. Because he had help behind his back.
Free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Almost 7 minutes, scoreless. Ang Basilan, Paul Turco, he's been aggressive in this ball game.
He has. I mean, he's missed a bunch of shots up close, but hindi mo matatawaran that the desire is there. He's showing it with his effort, the energy, contributing here in this run for Zamboanga. Oh, that's just the
Finally,
drive.
Enzo Hoson with the basket. Nangala ko, sabi ko, finally sumubo na si Ton.
First time mo ba kumain today, Ton?
Mukha eh. Kaduyak, that's 4 straight points for Basilan. And just like that, the Star Horse restore order here. 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Hoson here with the drive. Javi.
That's a good screen set by James Tempra. A little Gortat screen where he sealed his man, giving way for Enzo Hoson to get a drive to the basket, and then defense to offense para kay Raymar Kaduyak. Balik sa 18 ang lamang ng Basilan Star Horse.
That's a Gixxer fan of the game, born for greatness. Ito yung mga excited na makita ang Pangasinan Heatwaves mamaya. Makakalaban nila ang Cebu Greats. Enzo Hoson ending that drought of Basilan that lasted more than 7 minutes, Javi.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even free throws have been awarded here to Basilan because Zamboanga got into the penalty at the 5-minute mark of this third quarter. Even then, Basilan could not capitalize on it. It took Enzo Hoson to be driving inside to get the first basket here in the third quarter para sa kanilang koponan.
Dagangon fires, no good. Rebound, Capobres. Big lineup here for Zamboanga. Roy Sumang is fouled on the way to the cup.
Gotta mark your man, especially when it's Roy Sumang directing traffic for Zamboanga. In transition, you gotta make sure that there's somebody on Roy as soon as he passes half court. If not, he's just gonna take it all the way.
Roy Sumang trying to lead this comeback of Zamboanga.
Yeah, he may be a different player already at this point of his career, but make no mistake about it, when he needs to be Super Sumang again, we're about to see a show.
Raymar Kaduyak. Goes to Concepcion, the three from Sherwin. That won't drop.
Oh, this is a 4-on-5.
Tempra is down. Sumang gets away. Ooh. Nalanganin na tira na yon, no?
Yeah.
Good defense by Hoson. Kaduyak could not get the finger roll to drop. Abdul. Atake sa loob. Abdul Sawat.
Definitely a foul there. Dagangon got a lot of that arm. Aggressive shot take right there. Galing kay Abdul Sawat. But that possession preceding this one, Sumang did not recognize the advantage in numbers. Could have gotten Capobres an open look. Zamboanga not doing very well from the free throw. Actually, both teams have not been doing well from that area. 10 out of 17 for the Sikat, 3 out of 9 for the Star Horse.
They've been poor, both teams, in this third quarter. Only 4 points for Basilan and 11 for Zamboanga. Pinabasa nila sa Obi-Ban yung ano ko. Isip ko. Nilabas nila. Habang hindi ako nakatingin.
Yung suot kasi natin na headset, nababasa nila yung naiisip natin.
Oo, na...
Meron silang bolang crystal din sa loob.
Grabe, iba. Sumang pulls up. Short.
Ooh. Wow, this has been an ugly third quarter, to say the least.
35 seconds remaining. 2 for 1 here for Basilan. If they want to. Tempra. It was right at Kawilan. A technical foul on Kawilan. And Tempra was like, hey, trying to confront referee Ana Manzano. Coach Rich Alvarez says, no, don't do that. Hindi ikaw ang technical. A flop.
He did not lower his shoulder. There was no extension. A little extension. There may have been a little extension. Yeah, actually meron.
Oh, they will challenge it. Baka ma-overturn pa to.
Possibly.
Kasi kung the slow motion na sa atin, ano may tulak eh.
Meron eh.
So, will that be enough though? Will that be enough to overturn the call? So what is the call here? Referee Alan Manzano has been back and forth. So challenge. No challenge.
I think they nullify the challenge, yeah.
So the technical foul stands. Gabdagangon sinks the technical free throw. The thing here is that Zamboanga wasn't able to capitalize, Javi.
You're right. I mean, that entire time that Basilan was in a drought, for a fraction of that time, they were also in some sort of drought. They were scoreless for more than a minute, almost a minute and a half.
Kaduyak will take the three anyway and knock it down. That is Speedy Bagal with a three.
I think many people forget how good of a scorer he is.
Inside Capobres, the block by Adi Santos. And what a recovery for Basilan at the tail end of that third quarter, having Zamboanga, I thought, was going to claw its way back, but some terrific defense here from both teams. Highlights of the game brought to you by Simplus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate their hydration.
Well, the thing is, I think when Chino Mosqueda came out of the game, nawala yung spirited run nitong Zamboanga Sikat. And Arwin Santos, the other guys, they've been playing spectacular defense to make sure na hindi na makascore yung Zamboanga just like they did. Almost back to square one here. The lead is almost the same as it was coming into halftime. Pero ngayon natapisan na ng tatlo.
That's our fan of the game brought to you by LGR, official outfitter of the MPBL. Serial season for Pangasinan. To 40. Final quarter here. Zamboanga down by 20 points. Even though Basilan only had 8 points in that third, they are still in command here. Zamboanga unable to capitalize. Only 11 in that third quarter, but let's see what happens here as Reg Gabat opens the fourth with a 3-ball.
Prior to that, Gabat was 1 out of 9. Only his second conversion from the outside in this game.
Boson attacks the middle. Left-handed scoop won't go. Gabat looks ahead.
They gotta give him two shots.
It has to be. But if Gabat makes two, this is the closest for Zamboanga here. 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
That's right, since the first half.
There's Gabat at the line. The struggles continue, Javi.
12 out of 21 right now from the free throw line. Para sa Zamboanga Sikat. That's the thing, when you're catching up, you're going to have to take advantage of all the opportunities you're getting. You get to the free throw line, you've got to make both. You get open looks, you got to knock them down. Defensively, you're going to have to prevent the other team from scoring, because if not, the lead will just continue to go back and forth, back and forth.
Gabat is whistled for the personal. It's 60-44 here. Kalo to inbound to Hoson. Dagangon. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Dagangon loses it to Kalisay. There's a whistle going against Basilan, a 3-second call.
Zamboanga, I'm sure, would have flipped if there was a foul called on the swipe.
Imagine nailing a 3 here.
This is going to be big if
for
they do.
Zamboanga. It's a big possession, pretty much. Kahit maka 2-pointer na sila dito. Sena gets it to drop. It's down to 14. The deficit here for Zamboanga. Basilan needing an answer here. 8:20 to play. Tempra. Eman Calo pulls up. That's off the mark. Rebound ni Kalisay. Kalisay will drive. Alanganin ang kanyang layup.
Lost his balance. I think he got surprised na nakatakas siya dun sa depensa. He was able to split the defense on his way up.
Calo with a crossover. The jumper won't go. Tempra is there to save the day.
You force a miss, but you have to make sure everybody else is accounted for. Nobody putting a bounty on James Tempra, who was just waiting for that ball to fall right into his hands.
Maganda dito, no? Ganda ng escape ni Eman Calo. Ganda, alam mo yung maganda doon? Parang sinadya niya talaga yung pasa niya.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it for a guy like Eman Calo, who has been a basketball savant all his career.
Sena against Arwin Santos. Wants a clear out against the Spider-Man. Two veterans going at it. Sena is blocked, but a foul on Arwin.
Oh, they're gonna challenge this.
Gusto ko yung game si Arwin. Nabantayan din si
Siyempre
Sena.
naman. Kita mo naman dito, Sena, he was really adamant of going one-on-one.
I don't think he's gonna earn a reversal here of the call.
I don't think so too. There was contact there. Parang bahagyang natamaan pa nga yung mukha.
And we will be right back.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Oh,
Wow.
so marginal contact, but what angle have we?
I'm surprised. See, yun, no? Sa mukha eh. Sa mukha tinamaan.
Okay. Kawilan fires and hits. Even better.
Well, from just an opportunity to get 2 points, you get 3. You're going to take that if you're Zamboanga, and that guy definitely has to heat up. That's his first 3 points of the game.
62 to 49. Calo with the basketball. Eman will shoot. He misfires again. Scoreless here in the second half. Eman Calo. Reg Gabat will launch it and hit the 3. It's down to 10.
Now, this is why I've been saying earlier that if you're Basilan, even if you have a lead as big as 27, you cannot afford to relax. You cannot afford to stop and add on to it, because Zamboanga has a lot of shooters at their disposal. The power of the three-point shot right now helping them get back into this game. This was the shot by Kawilan off the inbound after the successful challenge by Basilan on the foul by Armin Santos, and then here Reg Gabat, nobody was on him. Sena did a good job of setting sort of a screen right there to prevent his man from trying to challenge the shot. Nobody else was there for Reg Gabat.
Yeah, sooner or later, Basilan is aware that, you know, Zamboanga will come back. They just have to respond to it. Cabagnot with 7 points so far to go with 4 assists, make that 8 points. It's a 12-point lead for the Star Horse, but Zamboanga pretty much back in it here.
No doubt about it. And Gino Mosqueda back in the game as well. He was the brightest spot in the third quarter para sa kanila.
12 to 4 ang quarter scoring. Sena gets the basketball, the jump hook. Won't go. Rebounding Arwin Santos. Sena goes down. Eman Calo in a rush. Calo kukuha ng dalawang free throws.
Well, now they're not hitting their outside shots. Here was the rebound by Arvin Santos. And that's a flop. That's definitely a flop. No doubt about it.
Parang binangga niya yung ulo, tapos siya pa yung ano eh.
Hindi niya natamaan eh. Kung
Mo,
tinamaan man, dumaplis
talaga,
yan.
kailangan. Pang-famas yun ah.
Oo.
Hindi Oscars ha, pang-famas lang.
He's making a case. Baka naman kasi yun yung pinapahiwatig ni James Sena na gusto niya na mag-showbiz.
Oo. Pwede.
Pwede, no?
Sila ni Tamsi.
Oh, kung yung kasama nating si Mikabe Samis ay
Ay,
mag-showbiz,
oo.
si James Sena baka gusto.
Oo. Ayan, masama na yung tingin sa'yo. Kalisay will miss the 3. Rebound. Oh, ayan, again.
I cannot imagine how that can happen 2 straight times. But this one, ito natamaan talaga to.
No, masakit nga yung siko ni Pastoran eh. Tingnan natin ulit yung nangyari dito. Grabe si Arvin Santos.
Dinaplisan lang.
Bumangon naman agad. Okay, bumangon naman agad si
He was
James.
trying to get another call, but unfortunately that did not happen.
Intense din eh. Intense din dito si James Sena ngayon eh.
He is. He is really loving this matchup between him and Arvin Santos.
Basilan not out of the woods yet here.
Definitely. You know, this is still a long way to go. An eternity of basketball is still to be played. That's still 5 minutes and 39 under 6 minutes.
So si Gabat yung foul.
Well, he was too close.
The next foul will send Basilan to the free throw line. They gotta go quick here.
They have to go quick.
Masyadong marami na tayong delay eh.
Meron pa tayong isang matinding matchup mamaya.
Kaya nga eh.
And that game has a lot of storylines that we could gather and share.
That's a backcourt. That's a backcourt.
Yep.
Violation. Good break here for Zamboanga. If only they can capitalize here. Abdul Sena, Sumang, Gabat, and Kawilan, the 5 on the floor. 12 turnover for Basilan. Gabat misses the 3.
Oh, that would have been huge.
That was a good look there para kay Reg Gabat.
Zamboanga continuing to struggle from the outside in this game. 5 out of 25. They're averaging almost 10 makes per game this season.
The bounce pass inside. Calo to Arwin Santos.
This has made all the difference in this game. It's really been the passing for Basilan. 22 assists already at this point.
The struggles continue para kay Reg Gabat. Where is he now? 1 of 12? 2 of, or 3 of 12?
Yeah. 3 of 12, that's right.
67 to 52. These are crucial moments for Basilan. They can say goodnight here early on. Masyado malakas para kay Alex Cabagnot. Sumang in the lane. Nabitawan ng bola. Taken away by Basilan.
I think he really made a wrong decision there. Did not have to spin back. Could have gone straight to the right side. Strong to the cup dahil ang sikip dun sa kaliwa eh.
Pastoran will drive.
But that's going to be 2 shots still for Jimboy. Zamboanga in the penalty early again here. But in the third quarter, this also happened. Kaya lang ang Basilan di nakakapitalize. Let's see how they do in making their free throws here in the penultimate frame.
68 to 52. 3:59 remaining. I'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Under 4 minutes remaining, 16 points ang lamang ng Basilan. Gabat will fire, gets it to go.
Posible pa ito, but they need some stops and they need to make those open looks, just like what Reg Gabat had been able to do. I thought that was too early of a shotgun kay Alex Cabagnot.
Sumang drives. Gabat is open. Kawilan was open as well, but Reg puts it in. It's down to 12 with 3 minutes and change here.
Yeah, he was trying to be safe on that one. He knows that he's been struggling from the outside. He inched closer. And that's back-to-back baskets right now for Reg Gabat. That's a terrible foul given up by Roy Sumang. He will put Jimboy Pastoran at the free throw line again.
Jimboy at the line. It's a penalty ng Zamboanga.
They've been in the penalty since the 4.5-minute mark of this fourth. They were in the penalty early as well in the third, but they could not fully capitalize on it.
Sumang goes to Abdul, the kick out. Kawilan is wide open. That won't go, and Arwin with some crucial rebounds here. He's got 9 rebounds in the ball game.
He really has been that guy that's been relied upon inside to make sure that they secure possessions, move it into their front court, and get shots. Oh, what a pass. Sorry, missed though.
Sayang yun. Here's Super Sumang in the lane, gets it to drop. It's down to 11.
Oh, Sumang is fuming mad. He thought he was hit.
Oo nga. And Arwin Santos and the rest of the Star Horse looking good at the moment. He was asking for a foul. Masyado manipis kung tinawagan niya.
Yeah. Alas dumaplis lang din si Adi Santos dun sa mukha niya. There you go. And also hit a little bit of that wrist.
We have a timeout here for Basilan. They're up by 11.
There was a warning on Zamboanga number 8, Roy Sumang, for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Babalik ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Calasiao Sports Complex in Calasiao, Pangasinan. 2:22 remaining. Zamboanga down by 27 earlier. They are within 11, but time not on their side right now. Pastoran against Sumang. Turco is back on the floor. Calo.
Whoa, useless foul.
Momentum of Reg Gabat. Tumama kay Emad Calo.
They were really making an effort to catch up, close out. They were wary of the shooters placed on the floor. Calo is there, Dagangon is there. Pastoran can hit the outside shot. That's why they were really rushing to close out.
Emad Calo for more separation. But he could not convert on the free throw. They are now 9 of 19.
Wow. That's something that they definitely have to work on.
Split para kay Eman. 16 points in the ball game. Final 2 minutes here. And Zamboanga complete a comeback. Sumang inside. He scores. And this is the closest Zamboanga has gone here. They are within 10. Minute and 45 to play. Pastoran. Ang gagawin ng Basilan dito, Pastoran could not convert, but a crucial tap by Lester Reyes. Here comes Calo inside the paint. Eman Calo trying to put this one away here. Sumang nabitawan ni Kawilan. It will stay with Zamboanga, but referee Alan Manzano wants to double check.
Well, I was surprised with Carlos' sudden attack to the basket, but he made sure making that 2 points para sa kanila.
Let's go to Mika.
Hindi ko lang talaga pwedeng hindi ipasok ito. Sabi ko kay Eman Calo, alam ko masayahin ka palabiro, pero parang sobrang saya mo itong season na to at sa game na to halos hindi ka talaga nagbimintis. He said, gusto ko lang lumabas sa court na kahit 35 na ako at ang 20s lang ang mga kalabang ko, hindi sila basta-basta uubra sa akin. Eman wears his wedding ring on the string of his shorts each game as his inspiration na ngayon ko lang nalaman. That's how serious he takes his playing. Si Delphin Javi.
Thank you so much for that, Mika. A bit of information on Eman Calo, but I think he's inspiring a lot of people here. Ito si Eman Calo with his play, with his steadiness on the court. I think as he's gone, as his, habang tumatanda siya, actually lumalabas itong totoong Eman Calo na he's pretty much yung pagka-fit niya dito sa laro niya sa MPBL, lalo na dito sa Basilan.
He's aging like fine wine. And he has shown us that oh my goodness.
That's good night. That's night-night.
That's night-night.
51.9 to play, 13 points ang lamang ng Basilan.
And that's a huge bonus already with everything that Arwin Santos has been able to do in this game. 9 points now para sa kanya after that 3. He's pulled down 9 rebounds. And how many blocks has he had? Arwin Santos, the Spider-Man, making some big rejections in this game. 3 blocked shots para sa kanya.
That's a foul on Roy Sumang, trying to defend the bigger Arwin Santos.
Two former PBA players going at it. Way downtown here.
Only a few players are allowed to do that. And even, only a few players are allowed and can hit from that area of the floor.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to allow a guy like Arwin Santos. That's a legend already in Philippine basketball.
And Basilan able to hold off Zamboanga here. And this is another big win para dito sa Basilan. They've had some big wins this season, Javi. One against Pampanga. And then here, as they are going to come away with a huge one against a really good team in the South Division. They beat Zamboanga here, Basilan Star Horse, with their 15th win of the season. Really strong performance from the Star Horse.
I think this has to be their biggest victory of the season because this is coming off a rival in the South, someone who they can overtake in the team standings if they continue their fine play here. 5th straight victory para sa kanila. And lots of guys contributing in their own little way, but this guy ensured that the intensity would continue. He came off the bench in this game, but still the same type of excellence kay Eman Calo.
Well, Eman Calo played out of his mind in the first half, cooled off in the second half, but pretty much took Basilan home with some really smart plays down the stretch. A 12-point win for Basilan, 76-64 over Zamboanga. Basilan with 5 straight wins now, 15-11 na kanilang record, and they are looking very strong as they head into the postseason. That seals the deal for Basilan here over Zamboanga. A stunner here in Calasiao. Let's go to Mika Bisamis.
Maraming salamat. Congratulations, Eman. Sabi ko sa'yo kanina, parang iba talaga yung saya mo sa araw na to. Ayaw mo talaga magmintis. Kumusta ka?
Okay lang naman, masaya. Ganon.
Papasalamat kay God na dumating dito sa Pangasinan na okay lang, wala nangyari sa amin and hope ngayon din pag-uwi namin, sana i-guide mo pa rin po kami, Lord.
Sabi sa akin ni Coach Rich kanina, yung mga ganitong laro, no, na ganyan yung mga kalakas yung mga kalaban nyo, nakikita niyang maganda ang magiging future nyo getting into the playoffs. Anong tingin mo dun?
Sabi ko nga rin kanina, just one game at a time. Kailangan naming manalo para umangat sa standing. Ganun lang po.
Maraming salamat. Meron ka ba gustong batiin at pasalamatan, Eman?
Siyempre, unang-una si Lord, salamat. And siyempre sa family ko, mama ko ring, Manong Arnold, Kuya Kim, at lahat ng kapatid ko, Kalo family. Asawa ko, Irish, Eros, Shona, Akira, and Azrael. Gokong family, Kalo family sa Balibali. Hi sa lahat. And si Kuya JR Kinyan sa Paka. Sa Paka, dahil nga, kanan ni Kuya JR sa Mabolo mo na, di ba? Sa Mabolo. Then, Boss Jackson Chua and Ma'am Nicole, maraming salamat po sa support. God bless po.
Right, maraming salamat po. A treat to talk to Eman Calo. Balik sa inyo, si Delphin Javi.
Thank you so much, Mika. Eman Calo, always a great interview. And up next, this is going to be a good one here. The Cebu Greats taking on the Pangasinan Heatwaves, two former Pangasinan players on Cebu's lineup. It should be an interesting one here in Calasiao. We'll be right back for that one.